leadership in the Playboy interview.
And Frank, the outspoken virtuoso guitarist, satirist, serious modern composer, and defender of the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States.
And if they're looking for a way to reduce the teenage birth rate, I think that masturbation is really one of the better ones. It's probably helping to control the spread of AIDS and everything. And here they are going after Prince because he has a song about jerking off. I think it's inappropriate.
Tonight, Boy interviews the musicians.
In the brave new world of rock and roll, few musicians have sustained a career, a dedicated following, and a particular musical style better than Frank Zappa. Ever since his first album, aptly titled The Mothers of Invention, Freak Out, was released in 1965, Zappa has been one of the more influential and prolific composers of modern music. Born in Baltimore in 1940, his eclectic musical tastes can only be rivaled by his paradoxical lifestyle that has evolved from one of bizarre, which was the name of his first record label, to working totally within the system. At the ripe young age of 46, Zappa has been married twice and has 4 children. The 2 oldest, Moon and Dweezil, are following in his footsteps, each with aspiring musical careers of their own. One of Zappa's latest albums, Frank Zappa Meets the Mothers of Prevention, bears its own warning sticker, with the guarantee that this album contains material which a truly free society would neither fear nor suppress. The label was inspired when Zappa appeared at a Senate Commerce Committee hearing to oppose the PMRC, the Parents Music Resource Center, a group headed by 4 Washington housewives who believed that rock records should bear warning stickers because of questionable lyrical content. Frank Zappa couldn't agree less.
It is my understanding that, in law, First Amendment issues are decided with a preference for the least restrictive alternative. In this context, the PMRC demands are the equivalent of treating dandruff by decapitation.
When I read the transcript of your comments before the committee, and also saw part of it on C-SPAN, you have to admit that for anything else, it's certainly made for great television.
I don't know whether I would say that was great television, but it's better than Mr. Rogers.
Well, this sounds like a new movie we should do, Mr. Zappa Goes to Washington. And you learned a lot in this trip.
Oh, I learned an awful lot, yeah. But it's stuff that you don't really, you want to forget about it as soon as you can, because realize that these people have been elected by somebody. And I think that the people who elected them got fooled. They're not getting their money's worth in terms of the representation in Washington.
One of the things that you brought up in your statement was, since they were harping so much on masturbation, songs that either encouraged it or that subliminally said, go do it, you had about 5 specific reasons, I believe, why that was stupid and absurd.
Well, I think that, first of all, nobody's died from it. You don't really get hair in the palm of your hands, and Playboy readers should know this. I mean, you can't spot a Playboy reader because there is no wool, literally no wool in the palm of the hands. Warts do not pop out. And if they're looking for a way to reduce the teenage birth rate, I think that masturbation is really one of the better ones. It's probably helping to control the spread of AIDS and everything. And here they are going after Prince because he has a song about jerking off. I think it's inappropriate.
You also said that it would be very time-consuming and costly to enforce.
Oh, yeah. If you want to pass laws governing the process of masturbation, we're going to have the jerk-off police breaking into people's homes with a flashlight, lifting the covers. What are you doing, boy? That's the parents' job. You're going to turn that over to the government? And then after they catch him, where are you going to put him?
Not enough jails.
Not enough jails. I mean, you hardly have enough for the white-collar criminals who are listening to Barry Manilow.
That is a crime.
What, listening to Barry Manilow?
Absolutely.
No, it's not a crime, but if you're going to blame people for the music that they listen to and blame their behavior on what goes in through their ear, the people who do the crimes that hurt the largest number of people are people in big business who will suddenly come up with some really sick idea that rips everybody off or corrupt the environment or whatever. And they don't listen to Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Wasp, or any of those guys. If they listen to anything, it's very, very soft and nice, or it's elevator music, So if you're making a correlation between what a person listens to and the damage that that person can do to society, you better look in the direction of the more flaccid forms of music, because that leads to the worst behavior.
I took a look at Baby Snakes, and I also looked at the date of that, which is 1979. That was, that was many, many years before MTV.
So was 200 Motels, which is 1970.
That's right. And the minute I saw it, especially with the clay animation, that was phenomenal stuff.
Right.
Which now you see copied and duplicated every time you turn on MTV.
You don't see that clay animation duplicated. There's nobody who can do that except Bruce Pickford.
With a term that would describe your own musical style?
It's random.
And unpredictable.
Yeah, to a degree. It's predictable in one sense that most people, if they already know part of the catalog, they can hear a song that I did, no matter what style it's in. It's like there's a certain smell that's attached to it, and so they can perceive what it is. But the way in which I put this stuff together has a lot to do with chance procedures.
Do you have any idea of how you would like to be remembered?
I don't care whether I'm remembered. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of people who like to forget about me as soon as possible, and I'm on their side. Just to hurry up and get it over with.